Data types. What are the data types supported by Python? What do you mean by data? Data may be anything which is understandable for the human being and machine. So in the world, in the real world, if you take 100% of the data, it's my assumption, means approximately 20% is structured data and 80% is unstructured data. What do you mean by structured data? The data which is in the form of tables, rows and columns. Let's take a serial number, student name, roll number, marks, attendance percent, like this, right? Rows and columns. And 80% is unstructured data, structured and unstructured data. What are the examples for those? Let's take audio files, video, text, audio, video, text, images. So these are the unstructured data. So whenever we are doing a programming or whenever we are implementing a code, first we need to know about the data. This is in real world. But what Python supports? What is the core Python support? The entire data types are categorized 4 types. One is the numeric data, non-numeric data, Boolean, sequential, or collection. In numeric data, we have int, float, complex. You are very familiar with all this. And for non-numeric data, string. So let's take int means a equal to 10 or 100. Okay, it represents whole numbers. And float is nothing but let's take some n equal to decimal values, that is 20.5. 0.5. If it is representing in the decimals, then we can call it as float. If I ask you 10.0, still it is float only. Okay. Complex means a plus jb. This is the real value. This is the imaginary value. 10 plus 5j. This is the real value. This is the imaginary value. And individually, we'll discuss more about those. Okay. Just remember these things. And non-numeric data is string. String means characters, alphanumerical values. Let's take hello. This is string data type. World. This is string data type. But there is no concept of char or character. What does mean by character or char? Single letter, that is C. Even a character also can be represented in strings. And we don't have a long int, short int like that. Simply int. There is no character like that. Simply whatever the things you give in double quotes or single quotes are treated as string. And Boolean. Boolean I have already explained you. True or false. These are the Boolean data type. And sequential or collection. You know, if you are beginner for Python, if you go to interview, the most of the questions you will face from string or from this sequential data type. It will take 1 day, it will take 2 to 3 days, and it will finish now itself only, because you are familiar with this. Before going into about all this, let's talk about few things, few important functions we use in Python, which are associated with data type. Input. If you want to take input from the user, let's take this is the user and he need to enter the data. So while he is entering the data, if program need to accept that data, we need to use one function that is called input function. Input function take input from the end user. We'll discuss more about those whenever we are dealing with some project, a small project, right? Print. You are familiar with print statement because we have been using from the first day onwards, right? So what it says, or what is the use of print statement or print function? Simply it shows or print the output to the console, or it shows the output to the user. Input takes from user. Print gives or the shows the output to the user. Print. And length, very important function. If you are building some logical programs, this len function is very useful. What does it mean? Len is nothing but length. Length is nothing but one kind of measurement, right? In the same way, len value counts the values in a particular variable. For example, s equal to hello. Especially not applicable for numeric data, means for these it is applicable for string and this collection data type. So s is hello. If I len of s, it counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it has 5 characters. This is the output. If I write print here, it gives the 5. In the same way, how many what is the values associated with the list, tuple, set, dictionary? Then if you want to know about that, we can use len function. And type. Type is nothing but data type. For example, a equal to 10. I want to know the data type of a. So simply print type of a. It gives class int. Int is nothing but, okay, it's integer, whole number. If I take some a equal to hello, if I print type of a, simply it gives class str, means string value, because it is string, right? This is about the type. We need to know the nature of the data. And id gives the address, memory address of the object. We don't use more about id, but just know about that. Okay, these are very, very important functions we frequently used in Python coding. Next, we'll finish. Yeah, you're very familiar with about numeric data types. I have already explained you. What do you mean by int? Integer, which represents whole numbers. For example, a equal to 100. If you want to print type of a, simply it gives int value. And float, to represent decimal values, 12.6. A equal to 12.6. E is, if I am using E in float value, it means it is equal to 5 into 3 into 10 power 3. Exponent. E for exponent. Still it is float value only. If I say 10 e power 2, it means 10 square. That is 100. But in the output, it shows not 100, 100.0. If there is point, compulsory it belongs to float value. Right? Now already I explained you complex data type a plus bj. A is the real number or real value, b is the imaginary value. This is the example. Okay. Any doubts till now? You can unmute yourself and you can ask. Okay, we'll see the code regarding these data types. Data types. Let's remove this. A equal to 53. Okay. A equal to 53. I'm assigning the 53 value to a variable or the identifier called A. So A is executing. Okay, let me clear the other variables. Yeah. A equal to 53. What is the type of A? I'm not using print. Directly it gives the output. Type of A giving int. Okay. This is print A means the value is printed 53. A equal to 2.0. There is decimal point is there. If there is point, compulsory it is float value. Type of A. Oops. Okay, I didn't execute this. A 2.4. Yeah, 2.4 is executed. 2.0 is assigned to capital A. Now we need to type. This is float. Sir, int represents positive and negative values, is not whole numbers. Yeah, numerical values. I think there is whole numbers. Okay, okay. Yeah, A equal to minus 53 also. It takes negative values also. A equal to 53. Type of A is still it is integer. Print A is minus 53. A equal to 2.2. I have explained you. Now this is a complex. A equal to 1 plus 2j. And what is the type? Simply it's complex data type. Okay. These are all about the numerical data types in Python. If I want to know the memory address of this ID of capital A, let me execute this. This is the memory address. And length function cannot be used for the numerical value. See, this is type error. Okay, I think What else we have seen the functions? Let me check once again. Print length input. Okay, input also we need to discuss more about that. Right. So these are the different data. Sorry. So anyone has doubt? Complex number. Yeah, A equal 1 plus 2j. And type of AA is complex. If I want to print, capital A. This is the values for complex data type. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the string. It's very important and very interesting. So you can do multiple experiments on the string data type. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I'll stop the record.